Hello and welcome to the director's commentary for the A-level media task of the new psychological thriller Diary Entries. This was presented by the film production Cine Production, which was the same film production that made a horror teaser trailer of the film The Cursed. My name is Naima Ahmed. My candidate number is 1015. My center number is 13160. In this video, I'll be explaining the different parts within my opening sequence, which I'll directly explain and say why I chose those particular shots or editing techniques or transitions. As a director, I have no notes in front of me, no information sheet in front of me to help me. I'm just literally saying everything as I go through this video. So everything that I see within my opening sequence is literally everything will be explained. Anyways, the story plot of my film, as I could say, is a story before the story. So just imagine if my opening sequence was opening sequence of an actual film. The opening sequence will be explaining a story before the actual plot and kind of blurb and story of the actual film. So everything that you may see in the opening sequence, if you've already seen, is story before the actual film. So it may confuse. That was my purpose. I wanted the audience to feel a bit confused and trying to figure out what's happening within the opening sequence. Also, another note to say is that the background music, I selectively picked it, really helped display that sinister, kind of scary, shifty type of feeling, and it makes the audience feel a bit shifty. Made me feel shifty when I watched it, and other people that I showed in my focus group as well. Also, the voiceover, as the film is called Diary Entries, is the whole fact, as in diary entries. Like, the voiceover kind of reinforces the film title, Diary Entries. So I wanted the audience to kind of think of whether or not the voice shown in the opening sequence is the actual character's voice, or is a character's voice, or is from someone else. It tries kind of confuse the audience. Anyway, specifically my opening sequence is displaying various of is actually one diary entry from the character of W, and she just there's a voiceover of, it could be possibly be her or someone else, of her saying what's said in the paragraphs, and so everything within that is said within the paragraph, the shots and the different editing techniques, as I use lots of flash shots, lots of jerky short shots, because I wanted to display the different paragraphs, or maybe even the different aspects within those specific paragraphs. So the voiceover really helped. The short shots really helped. The first thing you see is Cine Production. We specifically kind of made that. I made that in iMovie. My friend Vidi helped me make the production kind of company name in iMovie, as we were both familiar with using it for A2 work, so I used that as well, and it was very helpful. The first thing you see is obviously the title, Leaves, and I want to display the different paragraphs. So the camera's going forward towards W, and it's a leaf, yes. So I did a close-up shot of W crunching up the leaf to kind of display maybe her anger, her frustration, whether or not where that's coming from. Yeah. And the next shot is like a kind of track follow up camera of the camera going down to specifically for the leaf. And the thing in this particular shot, I didn't want to show any malfunction. I know you may see a shot of pieces of someone's feet. Well, I did this on purpose because maybe W got someone else to record everything that's seen, or everything that's seen is perhaps a film. I wanted to just kind of display that. I made it a bit subtle. I didn't want to make it very obvious, but I did this on purpose so the audience can like slightly figure out whether or not everything that's being shown has been recorded on. Yeah, and this is for the next paragraph. Yeah, and she's putting water in her hand to show these particular shots. These close-up shots are very important, so it kind of shows W's feelings and how she feels. Yeah, it's very evident when she opens her eyes, and we know how she feels. Yeah, this is the next paragraph. It's about dresses, or possibly an aspect of dresses. Yeah, she's looking forward. So this is the part where I wanted to get very tense. That's why the spacing of the different shots are much more longer. I think the significance of this shot, particularly this one, of when W, the camera tracks, kind of follows up when W puts a hand up like that. I kind of wanted to display that. I kind of wanted to display some of the slight conventions of Black Swan, because Black Swan is about a ballerina, obviously, and that ballerina, she kind of a particular role that she has makes her lose control. So it's not necessarily intertextuality, but I wanted to have a slight aspect of intertextuality in my thing, and maybe this displays when she loses control, because in Black Swan the role consumes her, so I kind of wanted to slightly display that. Yeah, the next paragraph is about holiday. This is where it gets very intense. It carries on, gets intense. So look, this close-up shot of W, it shows how she's feeling. Yes. And this shot is very, 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 very important, because on how W is feeling, and it's not only about how she's feeling, it's about how everything that was being said in all the other paragraphs has led up to this moment. The voiceovers, everything that she has said, every single particular positive, anything that she has particularly said does not matter anymore. It does not matter if she said anything nice about the person that she was talking about. This is when everything gets intense. This is when the picture of the person, it kind of makes the audience think, oh hey, wait a minute, the person that this particular person W was talking about, is she talking about someone else? It kind of not only we know that she's talking about someone else, but it makes us think of whether or not the person that she was talking about in her diary entry, her first diary entry, if this is the person that she is talking about, and maybe everything that she has said is discredited. It does not matter anymore. So I wanted to kind of display that. Yeah, and I wanted to make this intense. You see how it took a while to rip that out. I wanted, especially with the voiceover and the music, background music with it, it kind of intensifies the whole moment. Wait. The significance of this is this this shot is very, 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 very important, because as you see with the previous shot, how everything has already gone intense, but this particular shot, everything has gone down the drain. Everything is gone. All the positive, everything is gone. It's reached its highest point. And yeah, so how the, like, especially with the voiceover, yeah, it's very, very, very intense. And how the camera just tracks around that person, and we already know it's W, and I think the audience has already realized that the person there is the person that she ripped up, and I wanted to display the camera going up, so it kind of ends that moment. Oh, and this shot was very, I like this shot because it kind of displays the end. So especially if you go back slightly, you can see with this particular shot how this shot starts after we see the death of one of the characters, how we see the main character W, how her eyes are closed. And this is very significant because it makes the audience, especially, it makes everyone assume that everything that we've seen in this diary entry, or whether or not is real, because her eyes are closed. So maybe she was imagining it, maybe it was illusion, maybe she just thought it, it was her imagination. That was the sheer significance of this particular shot. Yeah, and how, yeah, and she turns around, and then how her hair just flips, and the shot ends like that. And yeah, with the title, I wanted to have a bit of a malfunction. You see how it's shaking, and it has a slight malfunction. Yes. With this whole commentary, with the title especially, I wanted to, with a bit of malfunction, and kind of reinforces that psychological thriller convention. And another thing to note is throughout this, in this opening sequence for my psychological thriller, of diary entries, how there's no title credits, as in there's none of the characters' names, none of my name as a director or producer, anything like that. It's because I wanted to, not really, I guess I wanted to slightly subvert to the kind of convention shown in real media products, as in I didn't want to display titles at the start, especially as this opening sequence is very, 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 it gets very intense very quickly, and I don't want the audience's attention to be lost for even one or less than 1 second seeing who made the film. It's because I wanted their whole attention to be on the opening sequence. Even though there was other films I've watched, Donnie Darko, Black Swan, other films like that, and how they had title credits, I didn't necessarily want to have that, because even when I analyze films like that, my attention was slightly lost when I have to be analysing the title graphics and what the significance of the title graphics are, and how this may conform or subvert to the thriller normal conventions, and I didn't want the audience to lose focus on that. And yeah, And my audience, with my audience, I wanted, as I already done a focus group, 17 to 18, 50, it'll be 15 plus, but the age range will be roughly around, my predominant, target audience will roughly be around 17 to maybe 19. Is because I used selective people within that age range that were also my focus group, and they watched the opening sequence within their own time with me, and they analysed what they liked about the film, what different aspects of the film they liked, and yeah, so the target audience would be roughly around there, and yeah, it'll be roughly around there. I think it's safe to say that since my preliminary task, that my skills have improved tremendously, as I have learned how to use different camera shots correctly. I'm able to not, even if I want to subvert or conform to different media products, I'm able to use the shots, different editing techniques and techniques in a particular way, and it's safe to say that it's being used correctly.